So what we have to do is figure out what we want. And that is probably a hard thing to hear, and it's a hard thing to tap into. And I'm going to challenge you this week, in between like this week and next Wednesday's call. Like, I want you to think about what you want. And I mean, really, really, really tap into that. Um, if you had a genie and you could say, these are the three things I want, and you knew they were going to happen. I mean, we know genies don't exist, but pretend, that you knew without a doubt those three things were going to happen, those three things that you want. And what are they? And I ask you for three things because we don't want to just say weight loss, right? That might be one of your three things, but like if that's all we're after in our life, that right there is one reason why we're going to struggle, right? Because we have to have more. There is more to us than our weight, there's more to us than our appearance. So I want you to tap into three things, and weight loss can be one of them. That's fine. But what are the three things that you dream about that you would, if you could tap back into hope and dreams and what you really want deep down, what would those three things be? Eliminating all the beliefs that are wrong and the reasons why you don't think you can have it. Remove the past stories that you have around weight loss, but what are the three things you want? And I'm wondering for you if it will be like me, where when I really tapped into what I wanted, it ended up being different than I thought. It was different than what I thought I wanted for a lot of years. Because you're older and you're wiser and you're seasoned, and you're going to surprise yourself when you say, what is it I really want? And they're going to be things that actually matter more than like in your 20s. I just want to be skinny and wear a bikini. Say that was back then. Yeah, you might still want to lose weight, but your reasons are different. So if you can allow yourself to think about what is it I want, then you can maybe find out that you have reasons for that that are actually way more anchoring than the reasons that you had in your 20s. So, for example, for me, probably like, maybe my 20s, maybe part of my 30s, I would think, oh, I want to be back to my high school weight. Um, but that was the weight I was at for only a few months, really, in high school, where I starved myself. So it's like in my head, I remember that one time in life where I was like, X weight and I was skinny and all this. And it's like most of my life, I have never been that. I mean, and it's like, yet I'm holding on to that like in my 20s and 30s. And because it seemed like such an extreme goal to get back to a weight like that, that's why I did so many restrictive diets, because a goal like that deep in my heart I knew was unrealistic, it created a need for unrealistic methods to lose that weight. So that's one reason why I did restrictive diets, because it was like, oh, I can't get to that unless I punish myself, unless I do things that are hard, like super hard. Um, so weight loss was, associated with restriction, calorie cutting, tons of sacrificing, and starving. So it's like associating weight loss with hunger. And when I lost weight over 2 years ago, I started thinking about my life as a whole. And that's a whole nother story that maybe I'll go into here in the coming weeks. But there's a lot that led up to that for me. A chronic pain journey, some major life changes, life altering things that happened. And some of that and going through those trials helped me get to a point where I was like, okay, if I want to change my health, how do I want to change it? And why do I want to change it? And I had deeper reasons, right? Than I want to wear a bikini. So um, I wanted a weight that I could maintain. I'm just going to give you some of my reasons back then, because I wrote them down and I re-looked at them for this call. I wanted a weight that I could maintain without having to go on and off diets. Like that was the cycle that was like tearing down my self-esteem. It was chipping away at my confidence. It was making me feel like I couldn't have a life I wanted to live. Um, I was picturing myself with my family, and I was like, what do I want? Okay, I want to be able to go out once a week and enjoy a burger. And that may sound like something you don't think of at the top of your list, but I really wanted to be able to like envision myself someday, like I can go get a burger and it's okay. Like I don't have to like pick the salad, or I don't have to not go. I don't have to find a way to eat something else. Like I wanted to, like some of this just to freedom. But with that, I wanted to enjoy the burger without having to have a large fry with it and then go get ice cream after and watch a movie because I was living it up for the night. that's what I didn't want. Right. So I started to really think through what do I want my relationship with food to be like? I wanted to be able to go to a family barbecue and pass on dessert. I also wanted to be able to say yes to dessert. I wanted to choose. Um, I wanted to find out why certain foods were healthy and what they did inside of my body. And that would help me understand why they were good for weight loss, right? Have you heard people like, I don't know, you can look up any YouTube video or blog and they're going to tell you, eat this, eat this, eat this, eat this. And here's all the health reasons for blueberries. And here's all the reasons you should eat salmon. Well, after a while, you don't remember. You're like, I think someone told me to eat that for that reason, but then someone else told me not to eat that. And I just remember wanting to know what I was eating and why I was eating it and how it helped me with my weight. And I wanted to get it for myself. I mean, that did lead to me going to be a health coach, and I went to school for 2 years to learn this stuff. But I mean, I already was researching it when I was beginning this weight loss journey. So I didn't want someone else to tell me what to eat anymore. Like I wanted to understand it and believe it myself, because then I was owning it, right? And then it's not a diet. It's not the rules somebody else is giving you, it's yours. I wanted to feel more energetic. I wanted to stop thinking about food so much. I don't know if you can relate. I just was like, what should I eat? What shouldn't I eat today? I mean, just, oh, anxiety about going out for pizza or going to this person's house for dinner. Like, I just really wanted to stop thinking about it. I wanted to do more with my kids and feel good doing it. Like, I remember the first couple of times I went and played soccer with my son. I grew up playing soccer, competitive soccer, and I had not done it for years, partly because of my chronic pain journey, but partly because of my weight. And I just remember how rewarding it was to be out there. Like it makes me want to cry because I got to share something with him that I hadn't been able to do for years and years. And, he's super into soccer now, and we have that to relate with. And that was just really precious to me. I wanted to overcome the weight loss obstacles that haunted me for years. And those are going to look different for all of us. There were several things that had burdened me for years, and I knew that they were my things. Like they were always the things I bumped into when I tried to lose weight. And yes, I can blame diets, I can blame a lot of other things. There were also things within me where I was like, what is it about me that is creating, not getting past these obstacles? And I'll talk more about that too in the days to come in these calls, because we don't have time today. But maybe think about those in your life. Where have you always gotten stuck? Um, I think that,